Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. If you'd like an introduction, you can just check out the previous live stream. This is the second one of today. So, as usual, this is going to be a solve override. This is a solve 9-0 override, meaning a complete skip of the entire introduction. Just check out the previous live stream, like I said, on YouTube, Twitch, whatever, and it's all there. That means that we have a lot of stuff to cover in this second live stream. I did not expect there to be this much stuff today, but you know, that's what it is. So let's just dive right into it. Phase 2 and Phase 3. Phase 2, segments 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See a lot of stuff here, a lot of photography, refurbishment, rental, equipment, lighting, materials, finance. It's just on and on. A little bit of relationships, but for the most part, it's just a lot of like home renovation, home decor kind of stuff, including a little bit of calls and apps and phone calls and stuff like that. So I'm just going to expand it one by one so you can see what it's about. And later on in maybe the last 5 minutes of the stream, we have to get physical. So we're going to go around the room and kind of run through everything. But the first portion, Phase 2, is much more digital. So I'm going to expand this right here. Alright. So you can see right here, we can see there's some food, there's some rice, there's some beans, and so on and so forth. We're just doing a quick summary for the next minute or so. You know, pork, stuff that's class 2 in nature. I ate it and it's food from my own garden, so it's not my own stuff here. We also at the very top left hand side we have something to do with looks like news articles, COVID-19 and stuff like that. Get rid of that. We have at the very bottom, right there, bottom left, expansion. This is photography. This is a work in progress, right smack down the middle of all the different areas, region D1, D3, B1, B2, the piano, the crate for my brother, all that kind of stuff, the piano for my mother tomorrow morning as she's having her birthday, all the paperwork, stuff like that stashed into B1, 2, as well in other regions spread across the room, and with a lot of rearrangement of food as well. So food, materials, commentary, lots of stuff we're going to cover over there. Then we also have the phone apps in the bottom right expanded now. You can see me uninstalling as well as updating certain apps, uninstalling one, updating a bunch of rest. We have to get back to it seems like it might be a cousin who has tried to add me on Facebook, whatever. And then we also have some stuff at the very bottom having to do with philosophy and learning and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a lot of stuff. And then finally, top left hand corner, so we have lighting, like I said, appliances, home renovation kind of stuff. You know, stuff just kind of popped out, the lights changed. And then we have perks, phone, credit cards, stuff like that. Having to renew a credit card and recognizing that they're not sending me the one that I needed for almost a year now, and so I had to call and all that kind of stuff. Very annoying. Comments on news articles as well. So let's begin. Lots of stuff, lots and lots of stuff. Start with philosophy as usual. So, School Life London, break it down. So this is, you can see the comment at the very bottom left hand corner says, given the year most of us have something, blah, and they usually do this. You can see the very top left, my story, so that's for my account, and then you have on the 2 channels that follow the School of Life as well as Stoic Reflections, Figurative Mother and Father, basically the 2 things I've turned to for my life guidance. And then we have here psychiatry and philosophy. We have here taking a snapshot here, like I said, of the Facebook notification, my cousin trying to add me apparently. That's good. I heard that she needs a little bit of help. I don't think I can be of much help, to be honest. It's just something that her brother, after hearing the story of the Ahn Rho Project, he was very inspired, and he felt like I could help her. So I mean, I'll do what I can. I'll do whatever I can. We have Stoic Reflections. What seeds have you been planting? It says here, so Memento Mori. This was very relevant to the School of Life London's break it down sort of thing. It's just a very resemblant breaking life down to weeks, break down the current events that you've had. And I left a comment here on the bottom left hand side, that's why I expand here. Of course, Stoic Reflections asks something, do I agree, or are you ambitious? And I said, yeah, 100%. And by molding those ambitions into reality, said that values become greater, actions speak louder than words. Apologize, some stuff inside my it's like inside my sinus is disgusting. Sounding so nasal. Alright, Stoic Reflections. Stand, sit up straight. A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. I don't know if I agree with that completely. I need to give some more thought. By Marcus Aurelius, as usual. Copyright notice. Whether it's School Life London as well as Stoic Reflections, none of this stuff is my own. Check out Instagram. That's where you find the media assets. It's not my own content. I'm just commentating over this. because it's relevant, obviously, to my channel, as well as what the project is all about and life itself. Now here, like I said, just the notification that I received, I'm getting a friend request, so I'm going to try to get back to her as soon as possible. That's relationships. Now we see here on the phone, I uninstalled Periscope, create a new account. You can see that it's no longer active anymore. Same thing here in the backdrop, there's some guy with a mic. I had to uninstall it. It's about 125 MB of stuff that I can't use anymore since Periscope has been discontinued, and Twitter is just going to be the new form for live videos. Okay, so right here, updating some apps. One of them is a live stream app itself, so Prism, the one I'm using to record all of this right now. It's disgusting. Sorry, something's in my nose. Ugh. Alright, it's like COVID-19. No. So alright, here's the app. So uninstalled Periscope, and so the app's just kind of shifted up here on the screen panel on my phone. See some of the apps there. Alright, so United Health Sciences, we're doing business and health right now, I guess, and research, cellular research, biomedical research right now. So updating your card is simple. So like I said, my credit card's about to expire. That was a big issue, and so I said to call or update by logging in, and I click the manage cards, other payments, but in the auto order section. Of course, I'm going to do that, but as I mentioned, the main issue is as follows. I had to call. So right here, you see a left-hand panel, right? I had to call them because turns out that the card that is expiring, I have two cards that are expiring. So one was already expired over a year and a half ago. The other one is expiring in about the next month or two. And so, I obviously haven't. It's clear to me that there's something wrong with the card that I haven't been sent a new card to renew the old one for over a year. And then the one now that is just expiring in a couple months, upcoming, I have to call. So I called both of them, and I said, so the one that's just expiring, that company, institution doesn't doesn't give it to me until just 2 weeks prior to expiration, which is ridiculous for me because I need these automatic orders on a monthly basis, so that's not feasible as opposed to the other one, compared to the other one. And I am checking, by the way, this is what this is all about. I'm checking the perks for the different credit cards. Maybe I should use one of the ones I have in storage, but basically the other one, I called customer agency and customer representative, and she said there was a glitch at the end that we found out what it was. So I am getting the other card once again. That was too much time. Moving on. So alright, that took a damn minute. Alright, we have this politics here. 3 articles, one on politics, apparently looking like energy sector, oil and gas, right? The whole political movement, social movement against it. Then we have coronavirus cases up in Australia, topping up, starting to have the first death. Over here we have some commentary, which I thought was some people here they're getting more sophisticated, they're getting more intelligent comments now, and more civil. Before, I remember like 5 years ago when people start commenting, it was like the beginning of YouTube, except right here is on MSN instead. It's just a bunch of like all upper caps, cursing at this and insults. But now it's like, take a look at this, educate themselves on more than just guidelines. There's much more to be blah 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 blah. You can see it's a much more well-informed opinion that's being expressed. Even if I may or may not agree with it, I think it's like, look at this one, particularly scientific. Quantify the land use footprint, both temporary and permanent, of the competing processes. So this is include in this the current historical demand for energy, petrochemicals, plastics, lubricants, and so on and so forth. Very, very smart and very overall well summarized. They deliver a point. They're not out here to attack and defame anyone. So once again, this includes flow sheets, mass energy balances, so on and so forth. Of course, it's clear to me that this was a professional who's talking about this, and that's that. Here, like I said, Australia, Victoria State. And finally, me trying to document it onto the research Excel document. Now I want to cover the food. Okay, here's some cases. Like I said, 57th day in South Korea, over 1,000 cases. Okay, that's great. Food. So, class 2 items of food: rice, jasmine rice, 1, 2, right here, 3, right, as well as I ate like a 1 serving portion of that. Class 2 items. All of this class 2 item is food. All food is class 2 item right here. Bean with fatty pork belly right here, and white onions. You see traditional Chinese cooking right here. Also some bitter melon on the left hand side. Right hand side, you can't really tell the difference because the coloration is the same. But this one's green onion with bitter melon and beef slices, so it's actually very different. Believe it or not, it's different. It looks the same, but it's different, and it's probably not the most appetizing to look at. But believe me, it's not bad. It's pretty good. All I'm doing is basically showing my gratitude, by the way, for my domestic guards who cooked this up. So this is something unreal that I ate from them. Okay, last but not least, we have this piano. Before after image, like I said, we're trying to kind of rearrange the room now and move a lot of sections out, especially the keyboard here. This was I finally cleared this section. You can wave my hand, you can see it right there, right? So that's the keyboard. I'm gonna give it to my mother tomorrow morning for her birthday. And like I said, this is her class 2 item. She purchased it herself more than 15 years ago for me, or it was her and my biological father. So both of these here, and then you have the paper that's on top, right? This morning I had a live stream on this. I did, and it was all covered and cluttered up, and now I've kind of cleaned it out. Now I also want to cover it inside the household, right? The units right now. I had to switch the mercury light bulb on the left hand side for the one on the right hand side, which is a color RGB. Red, green, blue, because and it came out for this drawer right here in region A5. We'll show that in a second. So that's because obviously the light went out just about like 1 hour before I started the stream. It just popped, so I had to cover this. So you can see me right now with the lights down, and I have the RGB remote control next to the mercury. That's this one. You can see it's actually burnt out, the blackness right there. Okay, and finally, obviously we're talking also about the stuff here that I had to remove from the piano so that you can see it at all, and that's all these newspapers and stuff like that. Of course, there was some speech here between me and my domestic guardians before my biological father went to work. I spoke to him about something about, he was trying to get green tea. He's changed now. Like I finally managed to change a grandiose NBT, narcissistic personality disorder person, so that's great. Huge growth. And then keyboard here. And then also here, I want to show a recording of the phone call I had with one of the financial people. So the CSR for one of the banks. Obviously, I cut off a lot of stuff that was private information, so it's not there. And we have the crates here in region D3 and D1 moved around. So we're going to show that in a second. But you can see all the food here that's just stacked on top, as well as garbage. I was sweeping the floor as well, so you can see all that nasty shit on the floor. The broom, class 4 item from the landlord. The crate, we have black pepper on the floor. There's a Purex empty crate, and then this is the D1 crate for my brother. And here you can see again just the aerial photograph of everything out front. So D1, that D1 region D1 is a class 2 item that I'm moving over to my guardians. And so here finally the collage of everything. Oh, that's the thumbnail, not the collage. This is the collage. So you can see everything once again all together. The photographs to the food, to the residency, to the phone apps, to the message for my cousin, and then all the way straight up to paperwork and so on and so forth. And last but not least, what the light looks like after I change the light. So that's great. Alright, we stand up, we have 45 seconds. This is ridiculous. What do we have to get rid of immediately? Right here on the side. Region A8, A9, region B12 is gone. Region B3, okay, we also have region D1 and 3 kind of moving around, swapped around. D4 at the back, E3 over there, G over G1 and 2 over here. So all the paper I've moved over here. You can see here all the paper and newspapers, as well as the this is from Dollarama, was on top of this piano keyboard, which I'm going to move this. You see this Yamaha brand, there's this kind of plastic wrap on top. That's fine, I'll leave it on. Move this, I'm going to stick these the umbrellas over here, just hang over that side, and then move the piano over here onto this D1 crate from my brother. So class 2 item for my biological mother, D1 for my brother, move it over to the next room. And finally I can move this stuff, all this stuff, including the yet to be scanned documents, over on top of this blue bin. And I have to continue this tomorrow morning because I don't have time. Unbelievable.